I pledge to you today that I will work with undivided energy, attention, and enthusiasm to make FIU not just another university, but a true paragon of academic and administrative excellence, a model for similar universities in this state, across the nation, and around the world.
The first time that I heard Mitch Maidique's name was on a phone call that I got from Jim Batten. When FIU was doing a search for a president, he knew this young Cuban dynamo, and he was very excited about the prospects of being able to attract or recruit Mitch Maidique to Miami. Mitch was, in retrospect, the very best person they could have found for FIU at that moment in time.
There's never been a better time to be at FIU.
What Dr. Maidique has done is a remarkable job because he's really articulated and driven the university toward being a fine public urban research university. He's always had this intense quest, if you will, to be the best.
He had an image of the university that he expected we would be able to fulfill and to provide the relentless leadership that was clearly necessary to make it all happen.
He demonstrated strong leadership time and again by making difficult decisions, by insisting on quality, by insisting that Florida International University would become a great public research university. And he's hired a terrific team of people, he's provided the right leadership, he's given the team of people latitude to operate.
The ultimate role of a leader is to be able to create that space for others to succeed. And so what I've experienced over the last 13 years is a leader who doesn't clone himself, but allows each of us to be great at what we do best.
Well, I think also what's obvious is everyone can see what an exceptional leader he is. But what you don't know is, and what you don't see, is that he's done it with great integrity.
We feel that we should be one of the leading public universities in the nation.
Mitch, during his presidency, has shown an extraordinary ability to develop an image of the future of the university that he then saw as his role to fulfill.
In President Maidique's role as a visionary, first of all, we have to understand that vision is the art of seeing the invisible, and there is nobody better than Mitch Maidique at seeing the invisible. Where many of us just saw a few buildings, Mitch Maidique saw a giant research university rising from a swamp.
He's a remarkable fellow. He doesn't sweat the details too much sometimes. He sees little glimmers and germs of an idea in a situation. He's just remarkable, his ability to see small things and make it into big things.
I don't know whether Mitch really came to Miami with the vision for where he wanted to take FIU already developed, but as I think back, I always kind of heard from him exactly what that vision was. And he, although he, adapted to the changes and to the issues that he had to face, he actually was always very focused on where he wanted to take FIU.
And so Mitch Maidique's vision for Florida International University as a great public research university stands now as what we have today, a monument to his vision that has come to fruition.
Anyone who has not been recently on the FIU campus would surely have to be impressed by the phenomenal expansion of beautiful physical facilities under Mitch Maidique's leadership.
It's evolved from sort of a utilitarian set of buildings to a fine kind of mosaic, a fine architecture and a real layout.
Well, President Maidique has been unrelenting in his desire not only to articulate a vision, but then to find the resources to ensure that that vision could be realized.
And Dr. Maidique began with an idea about what the university should look like, and over time has evolved to having fine architects come build certain schools, like the College of Law was designed by Robert Stern, a world-renowned architect, and the Frost Art Museum was designed by Jan Weymouth, and those are two distinctive buildings, and it's been remarkable to see the transformation in the past 20 years.
And those buildings now will stand as a monument throughout time to Mitch Maidique's vision and his courage to do something different so that the life of the mind was nurtured by an incredible aesthetic.
Dr. Maidique has epitomized persistence, and he has epitomized courage. He never gives up.
It's not easy to grow a university in South Florida when you're competing for funds with the University of Florida, Florida State.
I respect, what the senator has said, and frankly, people never ask for taxes. Taxes come as a consequence of leadership in the legislature that recognizes that we have needs that must be met.
There was nobody who was more ferocious or courageous in going to Tallahassee and making the ask.
I think probably the most interesting experience I saw with him was his quest to have a law school.
And President Maidique was told time and time again it wasn't possible. But President Maidique wasn't willing to accept no.
He had the determination, resiliency to rally the troops and rally the forces.
In June, Governor Bush, yes, there is another Governor Bush, he's in our state, signed the bill authorizing a law school at Florida International University.
He continued to go back to the Board of Regents to the point that finally, as a consequence of his determination and his will, we were able to get a law school for Florida International University. No doubt in my mind, it was because of Mitch Maidique's determination.
So there is an example where the courage came from being so tenacious against the Board of Regents who weren't particularly supportive.
To me, one of the most impressive achievements has been the medical school. It was, I think, against all the odds. And Mitch's tenacity and persistency to achieve that medical school was kind of a crowning achievement.
And I think it takes courage in the face of rejection and in the face of setbacks, and just the ability to persist, to keep going even in the face of those challenges is what a great leader is about, and certainly Dr. Maidique has demonstrated that over his tenure here at FIU.
He is always striving to make the right decisions to build a better institution. And regardless of all the opposition or obstacles that he has encountered along the way, he's always gone forth with great conviction, courage, and optimism.
For 20 years, I've had the chance to talk to Mitch regularly, and what I'm constantly amazed by is his energy and his resiliency and his determination to build a fine university from a depth and quality standpoint. It couldn't have happened without the leadership of a person like Dr. Maidique, and so I think we should all be very appreciative of what he's accomplished the past 23 years as president of FIU.
I don't think that anybody has transformed an institution in the way that he has been able to transform this institution and to deliver something for the community here, for Miami, that will have such a great impact, and his legacy will be here permanently.
The contributions of President Modesto Maidique to FIU may be called the purest illustration of American democracy, a body of accomplishments built on individualism and collaboration, independence and teamwork. In a way that is unique to visionaries, he is able not just to articulate what is going on in the moment, but to gather together the impulses of the past and to see into the future. He has taken the university and those who love it on an extraordinary journey of discovery that has sustained and inspired and at times overwhelmed us. While some longtime public servants find themselves mired in their past actions, President Maidique presents a vision for the future that is not only possible, but essential to our continued role as a beacon of hope in our community. 23 years after accepting the honor and responsibility of leading FIU, he remains someone who is able to dream, someone who is able to foresee a future that isn't completely tethered to the past. Infused in his body of work at FIU, in its riveting stories and soaring achievements, can be found a message of hope and transcendence, of affirmation in the face of adversity, unequaled in the unfolding history of the university. He guided the growth of FIU in a way that no previous president did, in a way that no other man or woman could. And so, in the end, the story of President Maidique's FIU accomplishments is a remarkable tale of potential realized, an enduring and indelible expression of the FIU community's genius and promise. It's the story of a change from FI who to FIU.